This is the Roll Pro Mini. Now, if you're a true fan of this channel, you remember my original video on the Roll Pro. It was way back when I was still using foam padding as the background. Not a great looking video, but the content is still valid. The Roll Pro is a great GoPro case, and probably, well, it is to this day my favorite roll-up case for my GoPro camera, because the fabric that is used to make it is so thin that you don't end up adding bulk because of the case. The GoPro version of the roll-up case that they made had big, thick padding, and even with nothing in it, the case had so much bulk that it wasn't worth taking with you, because as soon as you put stuff in it, it became massive. So the Roll Pro Mini is this really great small form factor way of moving around your GoPro cameras as well as a couple of accessories in a way that keeps them organized, easy to access, and safe. So it's basically just a roll, like a roll-up GoPro case. It's got two side compartments, which are now zipper accessible. So they've got a zipper on the side of them, and when you open up the zipper, you have access to all the stuff you keep inside them. The Roll Pro has little pockets that you can put things in, as well as little bungees in the center where you can stick bolts and stuff like that. However, well, it keeps everything way more organized. It does mean that you need a high level of organization and attention to detail in order to ever pack or unpack it, because every little thing has to go back in its place. This one's much easier to pack. You kind of put everything in, make it flat, and then just zip it up. The benefit of the zipper is there's absolutely no way that anything's ever going to fall out. So what I've gotten here is batteries, charging cables, adhesive mounts, and bolts, as well as extension bars. And down the bottom here, there's two Velcro compartments where you can keep your camera. And there's a lot of space in these compartments. So if you want to put in a camera with a back door on it or a backpack, there's no problem. Most of the time I keep the camera in here in a case with a buckle mount pre-attached, so it's all ready to go. So those go in there. There's nice cloth liners in there so they don't scratch anything. You close the little Velcro compartments to keep them safe, and then it's just a matter of rolling it up. After having used roll-up cases for a while, I learned a very cool little trick, and I'll show you. If you've got a GoPro pole, before you roll the case up, you place it just in behind the cameras, and then you roll up the case around it. And just like that, all your GoPro stuff's in one spot. So you can keep your pole safe, you can keep all your stuff together, you know where everything is. As someone who has a lot of GoPro cases to choose from, when do I use roll-up cases like the Roll Pro and now the Roll Pro Mini? I don't use them if I'm going out to shoot with my GoPro camera. If I'm solely going out to shoot with my GoPro cameras, I'm going out on a shoot, or I'm going to use them to set up for something which I know exactly what I'm going to do, I'll generally just take a case. It's easier to access, it's all right there, it's just one zipper and the case is open. But if I'm taking my GoPros on a trip with me, if I'm packing a suitcase to go somewhere, and I want to just like throw my GoPro cameras in because I don't really know what I'm going to use them for, but I'm sure as heck going to take them with me, then I use one of these roll-up cases. They're amazingly space efficient. They pack really well into corners, and they really expand to whatever size you need to take the number of accessories you're taking. Or if you're taking a really minimalist pack, they'll get really small and fit all your stuff. And that's really where these things excel. They're an amazing way to take all your stuff and only have a case that's big enough to take that. If you want to take more, well, the roll just gets a little bit fatter. And if you take less, you just make the roll a little bit skinnier. So for me, this is the case. This is my go-to case. Well, actually, the Roll Pro was my go-to case whenever I was packing my GoPro cameras to go with me on some big trip. I would never be taking, it wouldn't be like I was going out to shoot with my GoPro cameras, but I knew I wanted to take them with me, and I wanted some way of just putting them in my bag safely. That was my go-to. I knew it's also nice because you know exactly how many of each accessory you're going to take, and you really think through what mounts and stuff you're taking with you, and it's a really nice way to lay all that out. And then when you get there, it's all just right there. So these things are awesome. They're made in California. The guy who makes them is a cool guy, so you should go check them out. The website's linked down in the video description. I'm a huge fan. I love how small they pack up. I love the fact that There's not a whole bunch of added bulk to them. The case isn't trying to be more than it is. It's just a simple way to keep all of your GoPro stuff safe in a form factor that fits whatever your needs are. The difference between the Roll Pro Mini and the Roll Pro that I've got, the bigger one, is that this one has 2 camera compartments and the bigger one has 3, as well as pockets and little bungees along the center. You can go check them out. They're awesome. They're linked in the video description. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and get subscribed. If you want to make sure you never miss any of my content, click that little bell symbol next to the subscribe button. That'll make sure you're notified every time I release a video and that I don't just disappear from your subscriber box. If you guys want to stay up to date with the latest goings on and what I'm doing when I'm not making videos, follow me on Instagram, Kyle Martin Tech over there. But most of all, until next time, thank you very, very much for watching.